The night her father was rushed to the hospital, Claire stayed behind to watch the house. It was an old place, filled with creaks and drafts, but it was her childhood home, and she knew its sounds well, except for one. A faint, rhythmic tapping from above. She ignored it at first, brushing it off as shifting beams or trapped heat. But when the tapping became a soft, pleading voice,
"Claire, help me,"
her blood turned to ice. The voice belonged to her grandmother, the same grandmother who had died 20 years ago. She stared at the attic hatch in the hallway ceiling, her father's warning echoing in her mind. Never open it, no matter what you hear. But how could she ignore it now? With trembling hands, she grabbed the attic pull cord and yanked. The wooden door creaked open, releasing a gust of stale, cold air. She hesitated before climbing the ladder, her breath shallow, her heart hammering. At the top, she peered into the darkness. The air smelled of dust and something sour, rotten. Then, movement. A shadow shifted in the farthest corner, crawling forward on brittle limbs. Claire gasped as a pair of milky, sunken eyes locked onto hers. The thing grinned, its voice identical to her grandmother's.
"You finally let me out."
It moved fast, too fast. Claire barely had time to react before it lunged, cold fingers locking around her wrist. She screamed as she fell to the attic floor. Dust exploded around her. Gasping, she scrambled backward, her hands scraping against the rough wood. The figure in the corner unfolded, its brittle limbs cracking as it rose to its full height. It wasn't crawling anymore. It was standing, stretching, changing. The milky, sunken eyes never left hers, even as its face began to shift. Claire's breath hitched as the thing took a step forward. A moment later, soft footsteps echoed below, padding down the hallway. Claire pounded on the attic hatch, screaming, but it was too late. She was trapped in the dark, and something wearing her skin had just left the house.